This meeting is now called to order. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Prince?
Here.
Mr. Person?
Here.
Ms. Balmer?
Here.
Mr. Corman?
Here.
Mr. Taylor?
Here.
Mr. Pavoni?
Here.
Ms. Perez?
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, all present.
Thank you, Jason. First item on the agenda, first of all, welcome to all of our police personnel and families. We have a very special presentation. Chief Milosevic.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mayor Law, Council President Prince, and members of the Renton City Council. Thank you for this opportunity tonight to recognize several members of the Renton Police Department. We have our own employee recognition program, which is basically a bottom-up program where employees are nominated by their peers, and it goes to a committee, and they vote for the employees of the quarter. Then eventually the employees of the quarter are voted to determine who the employee of the year is. So first, I'd ask that Specialist Rosa Brito come forward. Rosa was selected as Employee of the Quarter for the first quarter in 2014. Rosa does an outstanding job of supporting patrol while working at the front counter. She is very proactive and maintains awareness of patrol cars and patrol calls in order to anticipate requests for information. She routinely researches local records on suspects, addresses, and people to gather information for the officers during their initial investigation. Often she will complete this research prior to it ever being requested over the radio. She is aware of which arrests require a criminal history check and will often have it prepared for officers and supervisors in advance. All of this assistance that she provides greatly enhances the efficiency of patrol officers out in the field and allows them to remain focused on the investigation at the scene. Congratulations. On a side note, Rosa recently passed the public safety testing and checked the box for Renton, so
Well, good.
hopefully we'll bring her on as an officer.
Oh,
If I had evidence technician Chad J. come forward. Two people were selected as Employee of the Quarters in the second quarter of last year. One was evidence technician Chad J. Chad was recognized for going above and beyond on several occasions with our Special Enforcement Team, which is part of our Special Operations Division. When he processes search warrants, Evidence Tech J saved department members numerous of hours by cataloging and tracking the evidence at the scene, freeing up officers to do other tasks. He always makes himself available to the Special Operations Division, regardless of the time of day or day of the week. At the same time, Evidence Tech J always handles himself professionally, and the service he provides is vital to the department. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Officer Kevin Lane. Officer Lane was recognized for setting the example of our core values. Officer Lane exhibits strong integrity and is a professional every day when contacting citizens. He goes the extra mile, never taking shortcuts in his duties. He has a passion for the K-9 program and has continued to assist the program any way he can. Recently, since he's won this award, he was selected as one of our new K-9 handlers, and both he and Officer Dave Adam are currently in about week 6 of a 3-month training program. Officer Lane is cognizant of officer safety and is willing to address issues as he sees them, either through speaking directly with the officer or bring it to the attention of the officers that are participating in the debrief. His only motive in doing this is to keep others safe. In an often stressful environment, Officer Lane keeps his humor and gets along with everyone. He has a strong verbal skills with the public and is assertive when needed, yet respectful. Clearly, he knows the direction the department is going and is working towards that common goal. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Officer Marty Levin. Officer Leviton was selected as the employee of the quarter for the third quarter. He is a valuable member of the Patrol Services Division and the Renton Police Department. His level of professionalism and dedication to the police profession is evident in the quality of work he performs and the positive interactions he has with the citizens we serve. Marty regularly receives positive comments from citizens and members of the department regarding his unwavering commitment to service before self. His behavior is beyond reproach and is clearly aligned with the mission, vision, and values of the department. Marty continues to be a consistent, high-functioning performer despite an array of ancillary duties and responsibilities, inside and outside of the division. Marty possesses an above-average knowledge of traffic laws and the rules of the road. He is a source of information and subject matter expert regarding all things traffic-related, and eagerly shares that knowledge with members of the department. In a good way. He proudly represents this organization on a regular basis and is a model officer for the Renton Police Department. Congratulations. I'd ask that Officer Chad J. come forward. Like I said earlier, the Employee of the Year is decided between the 4 members of Employee of the Quarter. So, Evidence Tech Chad J. was our Employee of the Year this past year. Congratulations. That ends tonight's presentation. Thanks again for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Chief, and congratulations to all the officers. We appreciate your hard work. Thank you. Okay, well, this is going to be a little downer, administrative report.
I'll try to make it exciting, Mr. Mayor. We, as you heard, the council heard earlier this evening, we are working on 2 tennis courts at Gene Coulon Memorial Beach Park, rebuilding those tennis courts so they'll be closed starting April 9th and to early June for renovation. The existing asphalt surface will be removed and the court surfaces regraded. New asphalt, new posts and nets, new court surfacing will complete the renovation. Just a reminder to folks, nearby tennis courts at Liberty Park and Highlands Park are available for use during the renovation. That's all I have tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Cummings. Not bad. Truly a close second. We don't have anybody signed up for audience comment, but Howard, did you have something you wanted to say? Because you came in late before we.
I sure do.
Okay.
What a surprise.
I'd like to thank the city for their tremendous support of the volunteer programs that we're doing right now. We have a lot of things happening, and we have a lot of people who show up that are employees from the city on their own time helping us and giving great correlation between the things that we're trying to do. I know this is challenging. Sometimes it's difficult working with people who are vulnerable because not all of them have all of the things they need to be as calm as we'd like them to be. But we have to treasure these people and work with them. And we have very wise people who are doing their best. Want to thank you for the positive moves that we've made. Now, having said that, we've got lots of room to grow, a lot of places to go, and being more inclusive. I think we need to work very hard at our diverse population and include them more and more and have them more involved. But we are on the right path. We're doing the right things. We are moving ahead. And the city has been a tremendous partner. And I appreciate that. I appreciate when we needed a place to feed the people, because we do have a place that people can eat a meal every evening at 5:30. If you want a meal, it's ready, it's there. And in the morning, we have a meal 5 times a day, 5 times a day, right, 5 times a week down at Harambe. 2 of those are what I consider first-class breakfasts, hot. And the others are what lots of people normally have, which is cornflakes and some fruit and some coffee and some toast. And we consider that on a diet. But it's there. And for those people, that is precious. And we have a lot of support. And I think as we all look around, see ways we can help, this is big. And our city is a volunteer city. I think if they ever gave an award for volunteer cities, it would be Renton. But I would not win the award for being the most humble about Renton. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard.
Howard.
Okay, moving on to the consent agenda, we have 17 items for council consideration. Are there any items that council member would like pulled for discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince.
seeing none, I move that we adopt the consent agenda as published.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Prince, seconded by Mr. Corman, that council approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Moving on to unfinished business. Mr. Prince.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Person, I know you've got a few things here for us.
Yes, I have, well, we did a lot of work for the Finance Committee.
Yes, we did. Okay, Finance Committee, committee report, approval of claims and payroll vouchers. The Finance Committee approves for payment on April 6, 2015, claims vouchers 336582 through 337288, 7 wire transfers and 2 payroll runs with benefit withholding payments totaling $13,771,079.78, and payroll vouchers including 1,449 direct deposits and 130 payroll checks totaling $3,129,654.28. This is signed by the committee chair and member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
the committee members had 277 pages of vouchers to go through for this committee, this particular committee meeting. With that, I move that the council concur in the recommendation of the Finance Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, the next Finance Committee report is regarding refunding 2006 LTGO bonds. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the proposed refinancing plan and adoption of the ordinance authorizing the issuance up to $14 million in new bonds for a true interest cost of approximately 2.59%, including underwriter's discount and issue cost, or 2.34% without, which will replace approximately $12.4 million of existing 2006 LTGO, which is limited tax general obligation bonds, maturing between 2017 through 2028, carrying an average interest rate of 5.06% with a net present value saving of $1.46 million, or 11.8% of the refunded debt. This is signed by the committee chair and member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
this is going to save the city $125,000 a year, which brings it up to the well over $1 million. And our finance staff has done an excellent job in working hard to get this in it when the interest rates are so low. So with that, I move the council concur in the recommendation of the Finance Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And the next Finance Committee report is regarding the King County Sexual Assault Research Center lease amendment. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the 5-year lease amendment with the King County Sexual Assault Resource Center for continued tenancy of 7,421 square feet of the ground floor of the 200 Mill Building in Renton. The committee further recommends that the mayor and city clerk be authorized to sign the lease amendment. This is signed by the committee chair and member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I move the council concur in the recommendation of the Finance Committee.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And the next Finance Committee report is regarding Iron Mountain lease amendment. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the 3-year lease amendment with Iron Mountain Information Management Incorporated for continued tenancy of 14,208 square feet of the 4th floor of Renton City Hall, 1055 South Grady Way in Renton. The committee further recommends that the mayor and city clerk be authorized to sign the lease amendment. This is signed by the committee chair and member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I move the council concur with the recommendation of the Finance Committee.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, the next committee report from the Finance Committee is regarding the 2015-2016 fee schedule. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to amend the 2015-2016 fee schedule to incorporate the 2015 school impact fees and to correct the omitted changes in development service fees. This is signed by the committee chair and member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
this is just clarifying an action that actions that the council took during the budget. But some of it didn't get into the ordinance as soon as it should have been. And like the school mitigation fees, we hadn't approved those, and that's why they're added in that. Without I move the council concur in the recommendation of the Finance Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, the next Finance Committee report is regarding a utility billing adjustment. The Finance Committee recommends granting the waiver requested for sewer and King County Metro related charges from a water leak at the service address at 215 South 4th Place, as presented for the total amount of $9,116.68. The adjustment includes city sewer, $3,290.86, and King County Metro, $5,825.82, which are charges above their normal usage. This is signed by the committee chair and member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
this sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. However, it's for the period of time, it was a break that was underneath the foundation under a cement floor, so nobody could have found it easily. When they found it, it's been corrected, and under the way our ordinance is, the city collects the money for the water that was used. So the city is not any money, and the adjustment is for the sewer rates. And since the water never made it to the building and thus into the sewer, then we don't get charged those sewer rates, so we're just refunding what they've paid, and didn't actually, didn't cost the city any money. That's our big concern. So with that, I move the council concur in the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, the final Finance Committee report is regarding the 2015 carry forward budget amendment ordinance. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve an amendment in the 2015-2016 budget appropriations in the amount of $66,949,826, with the total amended budget to be $552,837,193 for the biennium. The committee further recommends that the ordinance regarding this matter be presented for first reading. This is signed by the committee chair and member.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Mr. Person.
Again, for the public, this is not really new money. What it is it's projects that we had budgeted for last year, and they got started late and weren't completed, so we'll complete them through the year of 2015. So it's money that we had really appropriated, but it's not into the 15-16 budget. So we're just not going out and finding all this money. And then on top of that, there's several grants that our staff was able to get for projects that are ongoing. And then this is how we get that money into the budget so that we can, so they can complete those projects and spend it. And I'm also proud to say that some $1.2 million of this amount is money that wasn't used last year that we are going to be putting into a rainy day fund. We have a process where we keep an 8% rainy day fund in several different funds, and this will help fund those funds.
Done that for a while.
With that, Mr. Mayor, I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report. I've been saying that too much tonight.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I see we have some scouts in the audience, if they would like a copy of my reports for any report they have to make, I'll be more than happy to give it to them.
I'm sure that will be the highlight of their day.
Well, I know they'll want to bring them to school and read them to their teachers, you know?
So,
But sometimes it's nice when you leave a meeting. that
well,
you have to
I
do
think that was very nice. I was going to try to recognize them after the meeting, but I'll go ahead and do it now. I'd like to see if I can get our cameramen to put the camera on them so they can wave to their friends at home.
There you go.
See you guys on TV. Thanks a lot for coming down, guys. Nice to have you. Okay, Ms. Palmer.
Yes, I only have three
Hey,
reports.
Transportation Aviation Committee, Northeast Sunset Boulevard, North Park Drive to Monroe Avenue Northeast Roadway Improvements Project. The Transportation Aviation Committee authorizes the mayor and city clerk to execute the consultant agreement with Pertite Incorporated in the amount of $578,048 to proceed with the preliminary design phase of the Northeast Sunset Boulevard, North Park Drive to Monroe Avenue Northeast Roadway Improvements Project. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Ms. Palmer.
I move that council concur with the committee report.
Second?
It's been moved by Ms. Palmer, seconded by Ms. Perez, that council concur with the Transportation Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Hey, Transportation Committee report, Amendment 3 to Rainier Flight Service Lease Amendment. The Transportation Aviation Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve Amendment 315 to Rainier Flight Services Lease Agreement for a land rental rate adjustment from .75 cents to .7252 cents in accordance with the January 2015 lease arbitration decision, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the lease amendment. This is signed by the committee chair and member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Ms. Palmer.
I move that council concur with the committee report.
Second?
Been moved by Ms. Palmer, seconded by Ms. Perez, that council concur with the Transportation Committee report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, the final Transportation Committee report is regarding the Building 800 final improvements at the airport. The Transportation Aviation Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the job order contracting contract proposal for final improvements to the building at 800 West Perimeter Road, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the proposal. This is signed by the committee chair and vice chair.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Ms. Palmer.
I move that council concur with the committee report.
Second?
Been moved by Ms. Palmer, seconded by Ms. Perez, that council concur with the Transportation Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And that's it.
Thank you. Mr. Corman.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a Planning and Development Committee report to present. Wasn't
Yeah.
shown on the agenda.
Planning and Development Committee report, comprehensive plan update, critical areas regulations. The Planning and Development Committee recommends that the critical areas regulations be amended to ensure the regulations meet best available science in compliance with the state-required 2015 comprehensive plan update and to improve functionality and usability. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr.
move
Corman.
that council concur in the committee report.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Corman, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Taylor.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Pavoni
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
and Ms. Perez.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to resolutions and ordinances, we have 3 resolutions, 2 ordinances for first reading, and 1 ordinance for second and final reading.
Okay, the first resolution is regarding the interlocal agreement with Kitsap County. A resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into an interlocal cooperative purchasing agreement with Kitsap County.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second?
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Ms. Palmer, that this resolution be adopted as read. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, the next resolution is regarding an interlocal agreement with King County for solid waste. A resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into an interlocal cooperative agreement with King County entitled Interagency Agreement for 2015 and 2016 between King County and the City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person and seconded by Mr. Prince that this resolution be adopted as read. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
And the final resolution is regarding the amended fee schedule. A resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, amending the 2015-2016 City of Renton fee schedule.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that this resolution be adopted as read. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, the first ordinance for first reading is regarding the limited tax general obligation bonds. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, providing for the issuance of one or more series of limited tax general obligation refunding bonds of the city in the aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $14 million to refund certain outstanding limited tax general obligation bonds and to pay costs of issuing the bonds, and delegating the authority to approve the final terms of the bonds.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
move the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second?
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Corman, that this ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, the final ordinance for first reading is regarding the 2015 carry forward budget amendment. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending the City of Renton fiscal years 2015-2016 biennial budget as adopted by ordinance number 5737 in the amount of $66,949,826.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I move the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next meeting.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that this ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, the final reading, or the final ordinance for second and final reading is regarding the South 132nd Street Special Assessment District. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, establishing an assessment district for sanitary sewer service for properties adjacent to South 132nd Street and establishing the amount of the charge upon connection to the facilities.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Corman.
I move adoption of this ordinance.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Corman, seconded by Ms. Palmer, that this ordinance be adopted as read. Requires a roll call.
Mr. Prince?
Aye.
Mr. Person?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
Mr. Corman?
Aye.
Mr. Taylor?
Aye.
Mr. Pavoni?
Aye.
Ms. Perez?
Aye.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, all ayes.
The ayes have it. Thank you very much, Jason. This evening, you get the award for the most reading.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, moving on to new business, Mr. Prince.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Next Monday, the 13th, at 6 o'clock, we have a committee of the whole meeting here in council chambers. We have one item on the agenda, and it's the solid waste contract.
Okay.
That is all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Person.
Mr. Mayor, I've said enough tonight, so no new business.
Thank you very much, Mr. Person. Moving on, Ms. Palmer.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Corman.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I'll just announce that we're canceling Planning and Development Committee meeting for April 13th.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Taylor.
Yes, and likewise, Utilities Committee will be canceled on April the 13th as well. That is all.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Pavoni.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Ms. Perez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On April 13 at 4:30 at the council conference room, we're going to have a community service committee, and we will discuss 5 topics. Municipal Art Commission appointments, Library Advisory Board appointment, Summer Lunch Program / Scholarship Program, 2015 Neighborhood Grants, and Neighborhood Program. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. All right, audience comment. Anybody else that'd like to address the council?
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.